So we just made it to the woods, and this time of year, hunting on public land, I need to wear some hunter orange, so we're going in there with some orange. We're going to make a slow walk through these woods and look for squirrels, rabbits, hares. So we got some big post oaks here. A lot of acorns are dropping right now, so this is a good time for squirrels to be out. It is freezing, literally 29 degrees. So there should be a lot of animals moving as soon as the sun comes up. And we could even get into some rabbits, some hares, things like that. So small game, that's what we're going after. There's no deer hunting out here. And we're going to be using shotgun only. My very special shotgun that I've had since I was 7 years old. So 410 gauge. And we're going to be looking for all these small game animals, just making a slow trek through these couple miles of woods. Coming off really bad weather, high winds, a lot of rain. Animals were probably bunkered down, so it should be pretty good. Animals are going to be moving. Let's get out there and see what we can see. Wow, there's deer tracks already right there. This is why we're here. Look at these big, fresh, tasty acorns falling all over the ground. The squirrels should be out gathering these, and the deer should be out eating too, even though we're not deer hunting. But check this out. Really fresh tracks right here. We're probably gonna run into some deer. That's always cool. I've come in here a couple of 100 yards and I haven't seen any squirrels or rabbits yet, or small game, but I see this is what a deer scrape looks like. They normally do it under a tree, just like that. You can see where he's been scraping. That's where the end of his hoof's right there, and there's a fresh track right in it. I just love being out in the woods, seeing all this stuff. It's awesome. We've even got some fresh pecans. Look at that wasp's nest. I think we'll stay away from that one. Really cool. As I thought, we would walk up on a deer for sure. There's just so much food on the ground right now. He was munching away. But whew, deer season's opening like now. It's just not here, but it's always cool to see deer in the woods. Water is gushing out of that creek hard. The leaves are falling over it. I don't think there's any squirrels out here though. I've still got a lot of ground to cover. It's a good morning to get some exercise out in the woods anyway, so I'm going to keep walking, but there's no squirrel chatter out here. Looking like there's also some hogs that have been rummaging around back here. Perfect place for hogs, right by the water too. Running by this creek. Let's hope we don't bump into a big boar out here. So far I've seen woodpeckers, wood ducks, whitetail deer, bucks, but no squirrels and no rats. I have managed to find a bunch of these. A bunch of daggone pecans. Delicious pecans just laying around. Stick. That one's hard. Man, be a lot of work being a squirrel. I kind of just prefer this and some pie. forest is very much alive with the birds. It has just sprung up after I took my little nut eating break. Come on, old bushy tail. Just go ahead and snort. Run off, it's okay. Isn't that amazing, y'all? You just kind of walk through the woods quietly. You just run up on deer like that so close. I tell you, I don't think there's a squirrel out here in these woods. But there are deer, and there are definitely hogs. Look at these wallers. Daggum. Leading up to the water. Okay, I think it's time to put it up. That little doe, I think she was just telling me, just go home. Go home. Today is actually Halloween, y'all. It is Emmy's first Halloween, and she's actually dressing up as a deer. So I'm gonna go see some of that cuteness. So a while back, Texas made it legal for you to go out and hunt these public lands. But for the area I was at today, you're allowed to hunt small game. You can hunt hogs. You can't hunt deer. You can hunt doves. Like, there's a lot of things that you can go hunt, and there's these public lands that are designated across the state. So when I found out about this, I thought, man, this is really cool. You know, I've had the opportunity to go hunt some really cool places, some private land places, and obviously that's big in Texas. But in Colorado, huge public land areas, but I've never really thought about it for Texas. So when I found out, I was like, man, that's cool. I want to go try that. And so that's what I did, and I had this old shotgun that I haven't broken out in a long time. Some of you may have seen this. I think I showed it briefly on a video one time when me and my dad were dove hunting, but this is it was made for Mossberg. It's called a New Haven. It's model 273B. It's a 410 gauge. It takes 3 inches, and it's a single shot bolt action. This was my first gun that I got. This is what my dad gave me when we first started to go dove hunting and hunt squirrels and things like that. And it's a really safe way to learn how to use a gun, and it's pretty small, and it doesn't have a lot of kick at all, so it's perfect. And since you can't use rifles out here, you can only use archery or shotguns because the shot doesn't go very far. You know, a lot of these places are close to houses or parks and things like that, so they don't allow you to use like a 22. They don't even allow you to use a pellet gun or a BB gun. And I really just wanted to check it out. Cold, freezing morning. Things should be moving around, but I can safely say your Nature Valley bars and any Nutri-Grain bar that you have out here in the woods, if you're going for a hike, is completely safe from the squirrels and other woodland creatures. But I am not giving up just yet. There are tons of these public lands all over the state. If you go to TexasParksandWildlife.com, if you're interested, I'll leave a link down below. You can check these out. They have a map, and all you have to do, if you at least just want to go out there and explore, if you're like me, just like exploring new areas, going into the woods, you know, checking things out, you can go on there and see the different lands that are close to you, see the different regulations, things that they have, and you have to pay, I think it's $48 to get a public lands hunting pass. I think if you're a Texan, it's definitely worth checking out, and if you're from other states, check out and see if your state has these public lands, because it's at least an opportunity to get out there, see some awesome animals in the woods, and just have a nice quiet morning walking with an old relic from your past that just brings back some good memories, you know. So now it's time to put the old 410 away. I bet you I will go home and probably see squirrels in my backyard. But that's not nearly as fun as walking around here in the woods. I mean, seeing white-tailed deer coming up to you close, just trying to check you out and not knowing what you really are. There is a moment when you lock eyes with a deer or other animals and they're checking you out. It just ignites a primal instinct in your brain. If you're not a hunter, you don't enjoy wild game meats and all that, you at least just need to go experience that. Amy, what did you get? Dad brought you home some nuts, some acorns. She is obsessed with pumpkins right now. She calls them pum-pums. But any sort of little round object, she's all over it. And honey, I brought you a set too. Ooh. These are about the biggest pair
of nuts
of nuts I've encountered out in the woods.
Really?
Look at these.
Oh, they're hairy too.
they are. I thought you could use those in your home decor.
I like them actually.
I see normal acorns all the time, and I got to looking at those, and I was like, those are huge. You know, and sometimes big pine trees in the south, they have big pine cones. And
oh yeah, like the huge ones.
Yeah, so I guess there's small acorns, and then there's gigundo acorns.
Yeah, because when we were in Colorado, they had like the tiny little pine cones.
So anyway, I thought you could throw those in with some pumpkins and
some nature decor. Yeah,
some nature decor, you know. And as we go through the day, get ready for the trick-or-treaters. It's time for Amy to put on her costume. She's actually rifling through some new clothes right now.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Amy?
Well, she needed a new jacket. Like we don't.
Is that butt paste?
Yeah, that's butt paste. We're out of that too.
Paste.
We're out of butt paste.
Boudreaux's butt paste. The first tournament I ever fished in as a co-angler, like a paid event. It was called a BFL. I went and I did this tournament, and there were one of the first boats that caught my eye was a boat wrapped in Boudreaux's butt paste. This stuff right here. Somebody was sponsored by Boudreaux's butt paste on the tour at the time.
Hey, it's some good butt paste. It's the only one
does
that
work.
I use.
It does work. It's OSG approved.
There's a little bunny rabbit.
You just dressed as a woodland creature, gathering your acorns. Look at that deer! Look at that little doe over there. Look at that little furry doe.
You're cute.
Oh no. Do you not like your little deer helmet?
You're cute. You're cute.
It's okay, Emmy. Oh no. Emmy, today in the woods, I saw a deer. A little deer like you. A little doe. Yeah, there's a little fuzzy thing on top of there. No. Yeah, play with your pumps. Y'all just got to go ahead and hit the like button for that cuteness right there. I thought I'd end the day on just my little bundle of joy. And if y'all want to see more of the public land hunting videos, let me know in the comments down below. And if you like hanging out here, you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe right here to the channel, but just don't do that. Go ahead and hit the notifications. I'm not quite sure if that really works, but we'll take YouTube's word for it on this. And if you super much like the page, super much, just made that word up, go ahead and just bookmark it and come back. I do videos about 4 times a week usually. Just come on and hang out with me in the great outdoors until I just can't get enough of it. Want to be out there every day, and I hope you want to be there with me, and I'll see you then.